Hello. Uh, hello everyone. Hold on a second. I'm so sorry I'm late because as you can see, I'm broadcasting again through my Facebook because my OBS doesn't want to work again. And it's not working at all. There you go. I know I'm live now. But I'm here.
Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan.
Maybe I can show you like this.
At tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techiemommy Jaye C. Bautista.
Hi, hello. Good morning. I'm late, I know, because you see, there's really a problem with my laptop that I'm not able to use my OBS. I think it's virus somewhere, but that's why I don't have the backgrounds. But I still wanted to do a broadcast this morning. I was supposed to be with Shrey Sharma, my partner, every Wednesday to talk about online jobs and online working conditions and developments. But I can't put him on cam because my Shrey isn't working. My laptop isn't working. So Shrey is here. Hello, Shrey. Just hello to everyone from Shrey, all the way from India. He's gonna be my co-anchor every Wednesday. But tomorrow we will be back. Okay, hopefully this can be fixed. But it's yeah. So we were gonna talk about companies that are let's talk about working, okay? Let's talk about work because I have a lot of email and texts asking about online job situations everywhere. Of course, we know that even if the Omicron variant is spreading fast, okay, one good thing about it is that it is not as potent or it's not so strong as the Delta or the original COVID-19 variant. Totoo, mabilis na nagsuspread, di ba? Kaya nga, ang daming cases ngayon, pero nakakahawa siya, pero hindi naman serious yung kanyang symptoms. At the same time, because nga most people are already vaccinated and may booster shots na rin, you know, the chances start to recover from this variant is pretty high. Okay? So, talking about the workforce, no, I just want to say that, you know, companies are cutting pay for staff working from home. Totoo yan. In this situation, no, the people that are still working in this pandemic, of course, they feel lucky because maraming nawala ng trabaho. A lot of companies downsized because of this pandemic. But also, companies also cut the pay of some of its employees, especially like in Japan. I know for a fact, you know, my students there, they said that they were working from home, but sometimes at the height of the pandemic, no, they were working from home, but their salaries were cut. Hopefully not in half, but yeah, salaries were cut because of it. But 2 years along the way, okay, companies have stabilized. In fact, companies are used to this kind of work environment. In fact, ngayon, ang nangyayari is a hybrid type of working. Hybrid type of working meaning some days you work in the office, some days you work from home, right? So kasi companies have realized how much it has saved them to have employees work from home. Ito naman yan, save them on. Some companies nga that are, for example, have headquarters in other countries, nag-downsize sila kasi they're renting office spaces, liniitan nila yung kanilang office spaces to accommodate, because nga, some percentage of their employees are working from home. Like today, I talked to one of my Japanese students who's back to work today because meron din pala silang winter holiday or Christmas holiday, so to speak, sa atin here in Japan for a few days, like from December 26 to January 5. Yan ang kanilang holiday, and that's what kasi they practice New Year. So they're back to work, but then they were saying that starting January 4, some companies have opted to do hybrid working, which is they've asked a percentage of the ones working from home to return and report to work, pero not every day. Okay, some few days they report to the office, and a few days they work from home. Yun na nga, talaga naman, sinabi na yan ng mga researchers na a lot of people, a lot of companies around the world will opt to do hybrid working. Thank you, Shrey. Thank you for your support, and yan. I look forward to putting the show together with Shrey here. Shrey Sharma is from India, but he is part Filipino, half Indian. His mother is Filipina, and at the same time, he's my colleague in the ESL online learning platform or field. Very, very good teacher and knowledgeable at age 19. He just turned 19 last month, and last month, right? December. And he will be joining me one day a week, every Wednesday, to talk about online jobs and updates on that industry, on every industry like IT and technology, like online learning as well. Okay, so as I was saying, companies are cutting pay for staff working from home. In the near term, the Delta variant, which has fueled a spike in COVID cases. Yeah, because before the Omicron came, the Delta variant was spreading fast in America, right? But I spoke to my brother a few days ago, and he's from California, like me. He's from where I'm from, Glendale, California, in Los Angeles. But in Glendale, he said that over there, it's like they're living normally. They can go eat in the restaurants. Of course, they wear masks going there, but they have to show their vaccination certificates. But life is normal. In some places, they don't have to wear a mask. But they said it's not as bad as what we think, or what the news is saying, that California is getting worse. But actually, the spread of the Omicron is fast. But like I said, not a lot of hospitalizations happen because there are not serious cases. Okay, so as I was saying, the Delta variant, which has fueled the spike in COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths in recent weeks, largely among the unvaccinated, may also boost interest in remote work. He said, see, but that's the thing. It's about those people who have not been vaccinated. They're the ones getting infected, of course. I think employees are going to increasingly demand remote opportunities or flexible work arrangements because they know it's something they want and they can do, right? In the labor market, despite the increased interest, just 3% of all job search activities was for remote positions in June 2021. According to Glassdoor, Glassdoor is something we're all familiar with. True interest is likely much higher than that figure suggests, since the data only accounts for those searching exclusively for remote work, not a hybrid model. That's right. It's unclear whether employees will meet the increase in demand, though they may be more prone to exceed in the current labor market. In America, there were more than 10 million job openings nationwide in June. A record nearly 4 million workers quit their job in June, amid confidence that they could find a better job elsewhere. Labor economists have been puzzled over why businesses have had trouble hiring and keeping workers, given there were still almost 9 million unemployed Americans, actively looking for work last July. Economists believe a number of factors may be at play. For example, ongoing COVID health concerns. Ayan, that is the reason why. I think number one reason yan. Kaya maraming hindi pa rin naghanap ng trabaho because of COVID health concerns. Caregiving duties, okay? Early retirements, geographical mismatches between the unemployed and available jobs. Yun na nga, at saka demographics, right? A re-examination of worker priorities and enhanced unemployment benefits. Businesses have gotten creative in their attempts to attract and retain workers given the challenges, offering perks like college tuition. Ito sa Amerika to sana all, diba? Sana here also. So that the employees will return to work. In America, they've offered college tuition payment of their children's education, retirement benefits, hiring bonuses, and higher pay, right? Wow, sana ganun din dito. A greater willingness to allow remote or hybrid work may also be on the table. Siyempre naman, yun, flexibility, okay? But some jobs, like those in mga bars and restaurants and hotels, of course, can't be done remotely. Okay, we know that. In July, 46% of employees in management, business, and financial operations occupations were teleworking because of the pandemic. Yun nga, pati yung mga HR, di ba? Admin, they were working online. By contrast, that was true of just 5% of service jobs, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Yun na nga, yung service jobs like sa restaurants, yan ang mga mababa ang na kasi nga, you cannot do that from home. You know, if the restaurant's open, you have to go there. The information technology sector, ayan, this has been the busiest sector of society and the workforce this past pandemic. Everything that could be done virtually online, work, my own jobs included, were very prolific in the past 2 years. Okay, the information technology sector has seen the most interest in remote jobs over the past 2 years. This is according to Glassdoor. Among all job applications for remote work in June 2021, about 1 in 4 were IT jobs, diba? For very obvious reasons, right? Like the systems analysts, even those graphic designers, the software engineers or IT engineers, systems analysts, they could all be done remotely. That's why these are the jobs that were still busy during this pandemic for the past 2 years. Okay, so 1 in 4 were IT jobs. About 11% were in the business services field. However, interest has swelled broadly across sectors like human resources, like what I said, marketing, even marketing and sales, and customer service. Why? Because nowadays you market online. You sell online. All you have to have is internet or data on your phone, and to establish brands and companies online. That is what's been happening for the past 2 years. Okay, we are seeing a growing interest in remote jobs across a whole lot of occupations. Actually, maraming iba't ibang trabaho na pwede mong magawa online, right? Okay. So that is the news that I have for you regarding job hunting and job searching online. Okay, this is the pandemic pushes the search for remote jobs up to 460%, because job searches for remote work are up to 460% in the 2 years through June 2021. This is according to the data of Glassdoor. Okay, interest has tapered but remained elevated even as the U.S. economy reopens, suggesting the trend has staying power. It's unclear whether employees will meet the demand. Workers may have to have more leverages in the current labor market. Okay, so that's what it is regarding work. All right. So what are the jobs? Okay, what are the jobs? See, in my laptop, my Facebook is still not opening. What are the jobs that are in demand? What are the hot jobs during the COVID-19 outbreak? Okay? Somebody has consistently asked me about this, all right? Texting and emailing. What are the hot jobs during this outbreak? Well, like I said, affected by the outbreak of COVID-19, the businesses of all shapes and sizes are finding it difficult to operate smoothly. That's why now we have tried and tested the times. We now are open about hybrid working, right? And many employees find themselves out of work due to social distancing, and others have transitioned to a work from home model. And they're relying, of course, on one thing, technology. And that is the key factor here in this pandemic and working in this pandemic is technology, data, internet. You know, kung wala kang internet, hindi ka makakatrabaho, right? Nowadays, okay? They're relying on technology and the internet to collaborate with colleagues and get things done. Not surprising, right? Because internet-related hot jobs are the ones that are in great demand, okay? During coronavirus outbreak. If you're looking for a new job and have the skills and knowledge needed, the time is right for you to look into these jobs that can be done during the pandemic. Pasensya na po talaga, walang OBS kasi nga talaga sira yung laptop ko. I have to really have it reformatted or buy a new one, But I can't buy a new one yet because I am making ipon because, I'm going to have a procedure done soon on my knee. Truth be told, I need a knee replacement because that's another story altogether. But let's not talk about my knee now. Let's talk about the jobs that we can do and have in this pandemic. Okay, I'd like to welcome people to the show. I can't see your names as usual, but maraming salamat for joining me. Okay, unang-una ng trabaho is web front-end development engineer. Web front-end development engineer. Web front-end development engineer is a hot job during this pandemic. Bakit? Bakit ito hot job? The engineer, there's my teaching, English teaching divaness coming about. The engineer is mainly responsible for the design and implementation of the front-end network based on requirements, okay? Performs code review and advises for optimization, okay? The aim is to create a first-class, okay, web interface for products and services provided on the website, okay? This hot job requires what? A strong interest in web technology, obviously so. You have to be knowledgeable sa web technology, okay? Particularly web technology innovation, okay? And you have to have a rich internet application development. Dapat marunong ka rin sa internet application development as well as an in-depth understanding of user experience. Yung mga customer experience, user experience, interaction processes, pati yung mga needs ng mga users, okay? For better team collaboration, you also need skills to communicate, of course, and articulate your design and technology to your coworkers. You have to be a team player, in other words, so that they can understand and follow clearly, okay? So yan ang criteria ng web front and development engineer, okay? Ano pa? Another good job to have in this pandemic is a database administrator. See, everything's about internet and technology. Well, database administrator. Okay, ano yan? What is a database administrator? Many projects need database support, right? The database administrator is engaged in the management, maintenance, and security of database systems. Okay, inuulit ko, ang database administrator is engaged sa pag-manage, pag-maintain, at saka ang security ng database systems. Okay? It is a critical role. Importante ito talaga because the loss of sensitive information, data, could be a catastrophe sa mga kumpanya at sa mga organisasyon, di ba? Talaga naman, pag yan ang na-breach, pag yan ang nawala, hindi makakatakbo ang kumpanya, right? So, to be more specific, okay, database administrators, okay, anong ginagawa nila? They install, they back up, they update and patch databases, as well as ensure database access, completeness, and coherence. Therefore, kung ikaw ay malaking kumpanya or may e-commerce ka rin, or even if any kumpanya na may database ka ng mga products mo, database ka ng mga kliyente mo, pag yon nawala, nabura, or anything, at hindi na maintain, wala, sira yung company, right? So that's why the database administrator's job is very critical for a company, right? So kung magaling ka dyan, yan ang mga nahahanap ngayon na trabaho, right? To be more specific, like I said, the database administrators install, backup, update, and patch databases, as well as ensure database access, completeness, at coherence, okay? The key skills needed, okay? Ano ang key skills needed or criteria needed for the job? Ano ang kailangan mong maging or magkaroon para ka matanggap sa trabaho na ito? Okay? The key skills needed for the job include, okay, fluency in SQL. These are codes that they can put, no? SQL, Unix, which is UNIX, and Oracle, ORACLE. So, dapat mahusay ka dyan, fluency sa language na to ng computer, SQL, Unix, and Oracle. Alright? Many employers prefer to hire those who have a bachelor's degree in computer science. Talaga naman, lalo na sa Amerika rin. Like I said, Google or Apple will not hire you if you don't have a degree in computer science or information systems and stuff, right? So, it's best to have that degree, okay? So, most companies will not hire those without a bachelor's degree in computer science, information science, or a relevant field, lalo na during this coronavirus period, okay? Additional degrees and certifications can boost your income potential, of course. Database administrators should have extensive database knowledge, syempre, the ability to guide the development team in the design of the database, and find the bottlenecks for performance during performance fine-tuning, okay? Analytical and communicative skills, importante rin to be a success in this field, okay? And most especially is your ability to manage and organize the database of a company, okay? So yan ang database administrator. Lipat tayo dito. Kasi, oops, here na lang. Okay. So next, we have the UI designer. Okay? The UI designer. Hold on a second. The UI designer, bakit nawala? Generally, okay, the job of UI designers is to beautify the interface and help the user accomplish their goals, okay? The key to being a UI designer is to build a deep understanding of the users and make the interface, UI interface po. Ang UI po is interface, okay? User interface, alright? Okay? UI means user interface. So, UI designers, okay, should have a deep understanding of the users and make the interface as user-friendly and convenient as possible. So, yan ang kanilang trabaho, okay? Their duty is to help the user accomplish their goal. The key to being a UI designer is to build, okay, a deep understanding of the users at saka to make the interface as user-friendly and convenient as they can make it, diba? Dapat user-friendly, idiot-friendly na nga, diba? UA designers usually work with a team to collect consumer feedbacks, and implement creative plans to optimize the user experience, okay? The designer first makes the prototype of the interface and presents designs to the team. Okay, yan ang gagawin. They gather feedback, make modifications, tapos they generate various interface excuse me, and presents designs to the team. So, UI designer nga eh. So, dapat itong UI designer creative, di ba? Importante, creative siya. Tsaka, yun na nga, dapat malaman niya yung needs ng users because they have to beautify the interface, kagaya nga, pagandahin para to help the user accomplish yung goal nila, right? Kung bakit sila pumunta rin sa website mo or kung bakit sila gumagamit ng software mo or whatever, you know. The key to being a UI designer, yun na nga, is dapat intindihin mo yung needs ng users, right? Ayan ang importante rin talaga na maintindihan mo yung needs. Okay, so the designer first makes the prototype, ayan, of the interface and then pinapresent niya sa kanyang team. They gather feedback, tapos they make modifications and changes. And then they generate various interface elements including wireframes, ayan, storyboards, user flows, process flows, saka yung mga analytics, and so on. Yung UI designer must have experience with visual storyboards, okay? Visual design tools. Kailangan, importante sa kanila, marunong silang gumamit ng design tools like Photoshop and Illustrator, of course. And the ability of artistic conception. Kaya nga sinabi ko, dapat talaga creative at artistic yung UI designer. If you care about people, okay, and you like to work with a team and you fulfill the above requirements or the requirements, the aforementioned requirements, yung mga kung kayo ay mayroong pagmamahal sa kapwa or concern, or you like working with people, and you like working with a team, and you fit the criteria that I just mentioned, it would be a great opportunity for you to display your skills itong pandemya na to. Kinakailangan yung inyong expertise, no? So yeah, so that's for a UI designer. Okay, next is a software development engineer. So, parang inisama, ano ba yan? Parang engineer. Eh, kasi nga talaga eh, the jobs that are common now and are being hired are those that deal with internet, with technology, right? Wala tayong magagawa yun. Yan ang mga in-demand ngayon, or na hina-hire pa, or nire-retain sa isang kumpanya. Okay? So, software development engineer naman tayo, alright? Ano yung mga criteria? Due to the development of the internet, right? The demand for software developers is increasing rapidly in multiple industries. Talaga, across the board. Lahat ng industriya, whether pati government, corporate world, medical field, academe, or education, kailangan nila ng software development engineer. Bakit? At ano pa ha, and the salaries they offer are high. Software development engineers should develop the test, modify, and debug software applications. Silang nag-aayos ng mga yan, yung mga tinatest na para mawala yung mga virus, para mawala, hindi ma-hack yung mga sistema. So it's important, okay? Because software development engineers should develop the test, modify, and debug software applications. They monitor program performance as well as design software solutions based on the user's needs, okay? Because software development brings a huge workload. Matrabaho po ito, okay? Hindi naman to easy. The engineers usually work with a group of content producers, okay? Sila ang naggagawa ng software, iba naman yung gumagawa ng content, right? So software developers work with content producers, designers, and other engineers. And they focus on a specific area over some time, okay? In the competitive industry, income is closely related to the individual's technical ability and experience. Okay? Siyempre, experience yung importante. Pag nag-apply ka, papakita mo yung mga milestones, papapakita mo yung mga achievements mo, anong mga software na gawa mo, na-develop, kung paano ito nakatulong sa ibang kumpanya, kung dati ka na nagtatrabaho sa iba, okay? Yan ang i-highlight nyo sa resume nyo, right? Yung mga achievements nyo. Okay, so, in the competitive industry, income is closely related nga to the individual's technical ability and experience. Former experience in database integrations and client applications would help a lot. Like I said, dapat nyo ipakita sa resume nyo or sa pag ma-interview kayo, yung mga nagawa nyo na at successful, yung mga application or software na nagawa nyo na nakatulong sa pag-unlad ng isang company. Alright? So, if you want to work as a software development engineer, alright, it is important to study hard and practice a lot. Okay? Okay, ano pang trabaho? Ito, magulat kayo kung ano sa pandemic na to. Insurance salesman. Totoo. Insurance salesman or insurance salesperson, huwag na nating man. Okay, let's be politically correct here. Insurance personnel. Habang nag-spread yung COVID-19, the insurance industry has seen new policies increase. Totoo. Some consumers have opted to buy insurance policies as fears about the coronavirus outbreak. Totoo naman. Not to be so morbid, but totoo. Yung pagbibili ng mga life plan, pagbibili ng mga burial plan, ay dumami dito sa pandemya na to. Kasi nga, sa eventual happenings na nangyayari, right? So, I'm just being realistic. Many are concerned about the heavy financial burden. If someone in their family becomes seriously ill as a result of the pandemic, tsaka yun na nga, and eventually kung may namatayan, yun na lang, actually, yung sa hospitalization na lang, we all know that, my God, to be hospitalized, especially here in the Philippines, if you're hospitalized for COVID-19, unang-una, hindi na mas grabe ngayon, no? Like last year, it was really bad na walang mga hospital beds, walang room. Yun na nga, again, binabalikan ko palagi yung pagkamatay ng aking kaibigan and colleague in the music industry, Claire de la Fuente. There was not even the issue of money. You know, she was well off. But, you know, what happened? She died in a tent. She waited for 2 days for a room. To even go to ER, to the emergency room, she wasn't able to do that. She was languishing in a tent for 2 days. And finally, nung magkakakwarto na siya, she suffered a heart attack. Hindi na po umabot dun sa emergency room or sa room niya. And that's very, very sad, okay? Kasi nga, yun. And I'm sure she has insurance, but that's not the point, no? Itong mga taong walang insurance, itong sa pandemic na to, kasi they all thought about yan. Ako, for one thing, I renewed my insurance policy ng anak ko, you know, last year, and dinagdagan ko pa nga, because nga, and the eventual things na ma-hospital. But, by God's grace, when we got COVID, we didn't even have to go to the hospital. We just quarantined ourselves, self-quarantined for 2 weeks. Kami po ay gumaling, no? So pag inom ng paracetamol, ng vitamin C, tsaka ng linwa. Ito po, I know hindi ito ini-endorse ng FDA, pero this was what saved us and helped us heal. Okay? Linwa from this Chinese medicine. But anyway, so yun, insurance salesman po. Okay? So, many are concerned about the heavy financial burden just in case they get hospitalized. Some consumers have purchased medical insurance for their whole family and arranged accident insurance and serious illness insurance as well. Like I said, I did the same thing. Okay? So yun, ang pagiging salesman ng insurance ay, ano rin, ang ingay ng puso talaga. Oo nga. Anyway, another job that is, is big data development engineer. Yan na naman, engineer ulit. Big data development engineer, okay? There are many applications for big data across lots of industries, okay? And the demand for skilled big data development the demand for big data development engineers is growing fast, okay? Dahil sa mga massive amounts of data, it has become more and more difficult to manipulate and analyze data. Yung mga analytics, di ba? Ultimately, extract valuable information from it. No matter the level of technical depth or development, big data development engineer is the hottest position at present. Bakit? So, like I said, it has become more and more difficult to manipulate and analyze data and ultimately extract valuable information from it. If wala kang big data development engineer, mahirap. No matter the level of technical depth, no matter kung gaano ka knowledgeable sa technology, big data development engineers are still the hottest positions that are in demand at present. And the demand will continue to increase in the future. Bakit? There are several hard skills required. Okay? Ang sa pagiging big data development engineer, there are several hard skill sets that are required. Okay? Of course, again, SQL, programming, exploratory analysis skills, and Hadoop parallel processing. Anong Hadoop? HADOOP/parallel processing. Okay, yung mga techie, alam na nila yung sinasabi ko, right? As for the soft skills naman, yun ang hard skills na kailangan, okay? SQL, programming, exploratory analysis skills, and Hadoop and parallel processing. As for the soft skills, ang kailangan para ng isang big data development engineer, you would have a better chance of being hired with the ability to model, optimize, and simulate. Hindi stimulate, simulate po. Simulate is to make a scenario. Gayahin mo ang situation or make a makeshift situation. Machine learning and data mining have gained much popularity recently, okay? Big data development engineers should be willing to constantly upgrade skills and accumulate practical experience, okay? Very good. So, yun. So, yun yung mga trabaho na binanggit ko, right? Ang in demand nowadays. That is big data development engineers, insurance salesmen, software development engineer, at ang UI designer or user experience designer, database administrator, at ang web front development engineers. Marami pa pong iba, actually. Marami pa pong ibang trabaho na itong pandemic na ito, right? Because what are the best well-paying jobs during the pandemic? Okay, bukas pa tutuloy natin bukas ang tungkol dyan. Because there are, ang importante kasi, no, that you can work well with others. While some companies have announced that their employees won't be returning to the workplace for a while, many workers are already back in the office, diba? Sa ibang countries, a few days a week or more. Yun nga yung hybrid working. Doing their best to stay safe by getting vaccinated, keeping 6 feet apart, and by wearing masks, okay? So, if you are in a high-risk health category, yun na, or live with someone who is, kung meron kayong kasama sa bahay na healthcare worker, or kung ikaw ay isang healthcare worker, yan ang isang source ng constant anxiety tungkol sa trabaho. Okay? Kung kayo nag-iisip ng career switch, if you're thinking to switch careers, okay, bukas po, we're gonna be talking about this. We will continue this talk on jobs online and what jobs that people can find in this pandemic. Especially po, we're starting a new year. We're starting new hope and new possibilities. So, tamang-tama lang po na ang pag-usapan nating mga issues ay tungkol sa trabaho that people can have, especially in this pandemic. Okay? So, tomorrow we will continue talking about online jobs, or not even just online, or jobs per se that people can have in this pandemic situation. And hopefully, maayos ko yung aking laptop, and Sheree can join us and be with me and give his few cents worth on certain takes on working online. Okay, so tomorrow, if you're thinking of a career switch, tomorrow I'm gonna show you more creative, technical, and everything in between jobs that we can still do in this pandemic. And these kind of jobs that don't require a lot of close contact with others, along with the median pay from the, and the good paying jobs, okay? So on that note, okay, I'd like to end that topic for now. And let's talk about some things that are happening in the Philippines, okay? Okay, the issue that's trending now is that girl, Gwyneth Chua, who ditched health protocols by going out of her hotel. So ngayon, the Berjaya Hotel in Makati is now closed and suspended. The quarantine hotel involved in this Poblacion Girl incident, the Department of Tourism has suspended Berjaya Hotel Makati's accreditation and its permit. Dapat lang. Dahil sa inyo nakatakas yung babaeng yun na nag-spread ng Omicron virus. Like I said, 2 of my nephews are sick with it because they were in that party where this person attended. Okay? So very, very super close to my heart. Lahat ng COVID incidents talaga eh. Nagka-COVID na ako. I have friends who have died from COVID, and now my nephews are in part of this news bit. Okay? So they have suspended Berjaya Hotel Makati's accreditation and permit as a multiple-use hotel for lapses in connection with a breach of quarantine rules involving so-called Poblacion Girl, okay, which resulted to her infecting at least a dozen other people with coronavirus. Like I said, there were 16 people in the party. Yesterday, 10 people were, the other day, 10 people were infected. Ngayon, isang dosena na. So, almost all of them, right? At the same time, the DOT in a statement once they said it also fined Berjaya equivalent to twice the rack rate of its most expensive room. The decision has since been served to Berjaya Hotel, which has 15 working days to appeal, according to the Department of Tourism. The agency noted that while Berjaya Hotel gave them assurance that the guests referred to it for quarantine will follow strict protocols, the hotel was quoted by news reports to have apologized for its failure to report the incident to the Bureau of Quarantine. This, the DOT decision said, was an admission of not just the facts of the incident, but as well as their lapses in their responsibility as an accredited establishment of the Department of Tourism. 9 individuals, including alleged quarantine violator Gwyneth Ann Chua, her parents, and 5 hotel employees were already charged before the Makati City Prosecutor's Office on Tuesday. Dapat lang, really, serves them right. Total irresponsibility. And then, nakahawa pa kayo ng ibang tao na hindi mo alam kung magiging serious or hindi ang effect. Okay, so again, okay, for those unvaxxed people, the MMDA is advising people to stay home kung hindi pa kayo nabakunahan, please. Okay? Because nga, itong Omicron virus spreads fast. Alright? Alright. Okay. So now, of course, the Omicron virus is spreading fast, pero po, hindi po masyadong serious po yung mga symptoms niya, pero hindi ibig sabihin na hindi na tayo mag-observe ng mga safety protocols. Please, ayaw niyong mahawa. Kahit na ba it's a weaker variant than the Delta, the fact is we don't want to get it, okay? So we don't want to do that. We don't want to be sick, okay? So, regarding the rising COVID cases, reveal government's reactive, not proactive approach to health, okay? It's still early days into the new year, and health already is breaking loose because of the Omicron virus. The Philippines recorded 5,434 new COVID cases last January 4. Yesterday, a part of what seems to be another upward trend in the country's record of coronavirus infections. The government announced a tightening of its coronavirus restrictions by placing Metro Manila and NCR again on alert level 3 starting January 3rd. Pati ang mga provinces like Bulacan, Cavite, and Rizal starting January 5 today. Metro Manila Development Authority also said that all metropolis mayors have agreed in principle that unvaccinated individuals must be banned from malls, hotels, restaurants, and public transport, except for essential trips during alert level 3. Meaning to say, bawal na naman silang kumain sa restaurant, bawal na naman sa mga mall, yung mga wala pang bakuna, okay? But here's one thing, we actually could have a different new normal, one where we are not afraid every time for another spike is being recorded, and one where we are comforted by a proactive and not just a reactive public health approach. Okay? Last month, a discussion with Attorney Henry Michael Yosinko, a senior research fellow at the Ateneo Policy Center, he said that one of these, he said, is revamping the health sector. So anyway, bukas na lang natin po tutuloy ang ating pag-uusap tungkol dito sa Omicron at how everything is being taken care of. Because wala na tayong oras. Thank you so much for joining me today. Pasensya na po late ako kasi technical problems. Faith, hope, and love, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Inyong natunghayan at
Lunchtime.
ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Stream Cast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.